Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release, starting in 1971 to now, May 1982, where we're playing everything that we couldn't find a definite release date for. And we last played Action Quest for the Atari home computer. Action Quest is a quaint game, very fun, and surprising, one that I haven't heard of before. And with that, let's press forward and see what our next game is. Oh, it's a little bit of house cleaning, because this one is on the Nascom, a very obscure computer in the United Kingdom, and this is Adventure. I give you one guess to what Adventure is. It is a text-only game, and we're going to be playing some Adventure by Michael Evis. Let's go. Would we like instructions? Welcome to Adventure. Yes, we would. Oh, please answer the question. I guys do the whole thing. Y-E-S. Somewhere nearby is Colossal Cave. Others have found fortunes in treasure and gold, though it's rumored that some who enter are never seen again. Magic is said to work in the cave. I will be your eyes and hands. And if this sounds familiar, we've probably heard it before. We've heard several variations of Colossal Cave, and this one's no exception. You're standing at the edge of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. A stream flows out of the building and down a gully. And we're going to do this one a little bit fun compared to last time. So let's go east. We're inside a building, a well house for a large spring. There's keys, a brass lamp, the food, and bottle of water. It's like we're going back to a familiar place that we've been before. Let's take the lamp. Got the lamp, and let's enter the magic word. And it works even though you haven't heard it in the game. At least for this version it does. It's now pitch dark. If you proceed, you'll probably fall into a pit. A hollow voice says, "Blech." And yes, it does work. All right, so now let's go plover. And that one works too. Magical word that usually you have to hear first, but on this version, you're in a small chamber lit by an eerie green light. An extremely narrow tunnel exits to the west. A dark corridor leads northeast. There's an emerald here the size of a plover's egg. And we're just going to ignore the emerald for right now. Now let's go northeast. It's now pitch dark. If you proceed, you'll probably fall into a pit. So let's light the lamp. Your lamp is on. You're in the dark room. A corridor leading south is the only exit. A massive stone tablet embedded in the wall reads, "Congratulations on bringing light into the dark room." There's a platinum pyramid here, 8 inches on a side. And so now we want to get that pyramid. What? It understood pyramus? With one typo? It still got it? I'm surprised. Do I just see get pyramid again? Pyramid. Yeah, pyramus works. The typo works. I'm very surprised. All right, so then we want to say off. Your lamp is now off. It's pitch black. You'll proceed if you'll fall into a pit. And now let's go south. You're in a small chamber lit by an eerie green light. An extremely narrow tunnel exits to the west. A dark tunnel leads northeast. There's the emerald here, the size of a plover's egg. So now let's go after south. We're going to go plover again. Pitch dark, and then on. Turn the lamp back on. And then after we turn it back on, let's go back south. We're in the low north-south passage at a hole in the floor. The hole goes down to an east-west passage. There's bars of silver here. Get that silver. Okay. And then we'll go north. We're in a large room with a passage to the south, a passage to the west, and a wall of broken rock to the east. A large Y2 on the rock in the room's center. Centra. And then from there, we want to go... After getting the silver and going north, we want to turn us off. Lamp is off. And plug. Now we're back inside our building. And if you have seen the show before, we've done lots of text adventure games, including Colossal Cave and adventure variants. And this one is exactly the same. Now, the Nascom that we're playing on is an early UK computer that you would build yourself. And this release is kind of us just filling in some of the gaps of games we didn't play on the Nascom, because later there's going to be games that you can only get on the Nascom. There you go. It is a taste of Adventure or Colossal Cave. Either one you want to call it. This one is actually one of the first ones, or earliest ones you could have played in the United Kingdom, even before the Abersoft release and even before the Level 9 release. So kind of cool. This one, I'm going to say for all the games we played on a home computer, especially for the time this was written, still about average. I'll say 3 stars for Adventure. And after that obscure computer, let's go to another computer, shall we? At some point in May 1982, we got Alien Attack for the Commodore VIC-20. This one's also in the UK. And let's take a look at the box for Alien Attack. This is by Interceptor Software, and you don't even need to expand your VIC-20. Written in machine code, we love those kinds of ones. Yeah, there's nothing on the back of the box, just showing off the front. And then any other art we have for Alien Attack. If you notice the front of the box, it's giving us the same vibes that we're going to play a space shooter game. If it was in a store, what would really sell you on the front of this box? Is there anything that's special about this one? I wouldn't say so. For other versions, we just have an alternate one and then a type-in one that comes out later in Germany. But for now, let's pop in and play Alien Attack at some point in May 1982 by Andrew Chalice and Interceptor Micros. All right, there we go. So this one gives us cursor keys or joystick if we want to play. So I'm just going to go and push the joystick. Yeah, and we're in. Alien Attack is ready to rock on our VIC-20. Oh, curious. So the aliens are just constantly bringing waves and waves down. It is not a slow crawl like Space Invaders, but it's also not doing dives and dips like if we're playing a Galaxian clone. This one is doing something we've never seen before. Just keep the aliens going. It's a constant scroll and rack up the points, but that means where's the gameplay, or where's the struggle or challenge? Oh, it changed. Okay, so we go to a different screen. I guess the first one is just waves in the inside. Oh, and this one looks like we can break through the back. So destructible walls behind us, and we blow those up. And I'm guessing we need to... Oh, it's not looking good. We got to destroy the pods in the back before that gets all the way to the bottom. Oh, man, yeah. So it is really reminiscent of Space Invaders now. As long as we don't get... And I'm only able to do one bullet at a time. Okay, let's see if we blow the last one up. Do we go to the next one? Oh, we do! And it explodes in spectacular fashion. Oh, and I'm not able to shoot right now. Oh, it is dodge in the asteroid field. Too cool. So I got my Commodore VIC-20 joystick plugged in. Control works pretty simple, but you can tell it's tile-based. So I don't have a lot of fine-tuned control. I'm just moving one space at a time. I also can't move up and down at all. There's no freedom like in Centipede. It is just stuck at the bottom. And my guess would be that's all the screens we have for Alien Attack. We're getting our score added up. Go, go, go. And there we go. Yeah, repeats to the next screen. Cool. We got a different sound effect for the laser now. Yeah, so multiple screens, and I would say this is a pretty average game for 1982. You'd have some good fun shooting up, not doing anything incredibly impressive, but it does switch up the gameplay a little bit with the different modes. Nice. Alien Attack. Yeah, I'm going to give that one, of all the games we've seen on a home computer, 3 stars. Perfectly average for 1982. And with that, let's see where we're going now. We're still playing all the releases at some point in May 1982. This is Android Attack, or Talking Android Attack for the Coco. Let's take a look at Talking Android Attack, starting with the box. Yeah, TRS-80 color computer from Spectral. Microdeal Tandy Corporation. Front of the box is Space Age Sci-Fi. Get in the suit, blow some stuff up. Sounds good. Yeah, that's true. It is definitely no Phoenix for Alien Attack, and a pretty generic name as well. Let's see what other artwork we have for Android Attack, or Talking Android Attack. I want to hear it talk to us, definitely. So here's the ad we got for the TRS-80 color computer. You can see Cosmic Invaders is up there, Robot Battle, which Robot Battle was what it was known as first before it was turned into Android Attack. And you can tell by the screenshot, it is a Berserk variant. And that's it, just some screenshots after the ad. Let's take a look at the manual for Android Attack. So if you had it in the box, this one is on the kind of paper that you cannot photocopy. That's why it looks pretty red. So Spectral Associates made this one a quality microcomputer software. Nice artwork, very kind of 50s robot style. And if the robots are that big in the game, we must destroy them. So you crash landed on an alien planet many light years from Earth that you were sent to explore. You awaken to find yourself far underground, armed only with your laser gun. Your only protective device is your special spacesuit, which allows you some units of protection. The room you're in is a maze of walls, and you're surrounded by mindless androids. You notice glowing walls are deadly to the touch. So yes, we're playing a Berserk variant. Yeah, robot design looks pretty cool. Press enter to start the game, hit the fire button to replay the game, use your laser gun to pulverize the androids in the room, avoiding deadly walls and android fire. Then proceed exploring room after room, destroying as many androids as you can. The right joystick controls your direction, and pressing the fire button fires your laser gun. You will fire in the direction you're facing, so it looks typical Berserk, fire in all the different directions we can. You can aim and fire in 8 directions, pressing the fire button. You can jump or duck by putting the joystick in the center position and pressing the fire button? No way. Jumping and ducking in a video game? If that's true, I believe this is the very first video game that you could jump and duck. I'm trying that up for sure. If the joystick is moved just above center, you'll jump. When the joystick is positioned just below center, you will duck. So if you're not familiar with the Coco joystick, it uses analog controls, and some of the times you play games on it, it's been known to do something called drifting, because if the joystick isn't directly centered, it'll read that you're getting a little bit of movement in different ways, but it also allows nuance. So it's great to play games like paddle-style games, Breakout, or Pong. But for this, I can tell you have to make sure it's centered, but then a little bit north to jump, and then a little bit below, and you'll duck. I would say interesting concept. I don't think it's going to be good in practice, though. All right, so you go to each room, kill all the androids, and when you destroy an android, it turns into a mine. You can use up a unit of suit protection if you touch it. After a time, mines become ghost androids, which hunt you relentlessly. Destroy them quickly, they'll chase you through walls. We're wearing a special spacesuit designed to give you units of protection against laser fire. Oh, cool. So it looks like we don't have one shot, one death. It looks like the walls kill us, but the aliens or the androids have multiple shots. And 3 or more units of protection sometimes sacrifice 1 unit by running into a vertical wall, creating a doorway in that spot. Each time you're hit by an android laser fire, you'll use a unit of protection. All units are used up. Hit laser fire will destroy you and end the game. Your scores in the bottom of the screen, 50 points and 100 points for each ghost android. I wonder if is the ghost android Evil Otto? We didn't see one in the last Berserk variant we played. And then you get difficulty points for clearing the room and androids of mines. Pick up the crown, leave before the time runs out, and it looks like we just keep going, room to room. Android Attack has 16 skill levels to choose from, 0 and then 16 for advanced. And then how do we load the game? Got it, we'll breeze by that. You can see it says Dragon 32 computer on this instruction manual. We don't know what that is yet. Hasn't been released. Save the disk instructions, and then what we need to play is 32K, because we want this to talk. We're playing on a 32K Coco. If you have any trouble, and then copyright information, no biggie there. All right, let's play some Android Attack. It's in May 1982 by Spectral Associates. I want to hear how it sounds on the Coco. This one is machine language. I want to see also, how do you jump and duck? The very first time we've ever done that. Because I would say duck would be the first time. We've seen jumping, obviously, with platformers like Pickaxe Pete and Monkey Shines and Donkey Kong and so forth. But to duck in a game, I don't think we've done that yet. Duck, what a concept. All right, here we go. Android Attack. What is your name? Sir Lancelot of Camelot. No, it is Chrono. Enter your skill level. There it is. 0 to 15. Let's go skill level 2 because I'm not sure about the controls. Okay, here we go. We're in. So I'm in the top left corner. Yeah, the controls are working correctly. And yeah, I can feel if you don't center that joystick, it's just going to keep you going. Right now, I'm not touching it. You have to make sure you're centered up. And then can I jump? That was my jump. There's my duck, everyone. That's how you duck in the game. Does that mean you can avoid laser fire if you get the joystick in the right spot? That's pretty cool. So again, I can jump, and I can also fire in all 8 directions. Nice and easy. Oh, but the mines. Oh, I gotta remember that. Once they die, they don't go away. They turn into a mine and you can't touch them. Oh, and I didn't hear the talking. Let's see if we just pick up the crown in the middle and run. I am the slowest Berserk guy ever. Okay, we got the crown. Let's move to the end and hear him talk. If you couldn't hear it, he said, coward. The nerdiest coward ever. Oh, intruder alert. Yes, the Coco is talking to us. Okay, avoiding the mine. Not going to touch it this time. Okay, don't touch the walls. Nice. And if we hang around long enough, is there some form of evil auto here? It kind of doesn't make sense as much. Oh no, the ghost androids have showed up. So this one looks like it'll go through walls. It turned in from the mine to the other one. And then make it here. No. And then see if we can get the ghost guy. Oh, touch the wall and you die. And after that, that's it. Once all the lives are gone, you get a high score table, which is kind of nice. Let's say new game, yes. The talking sounds a little boring. Intruder alert. Everyone report to the battle stations. This is the very first time we've heard the Coco talk. We've heard the original TRS-80 talk to us plenty of times. Kill him! Yes! Got the ghost android. Now, can I move freely while... Okay, I'm holding the button now. I want to see what happens if I hold down and move. It looks like it just makes me look like I'm crazy. And it looks like I can shoot as much as I want, which is kind of nice. And multiple shots, too. Makes me feel like I got a lot more firepower. But the idea of jumping and ducking in a top-down game, we've never done that ever in this kind of game. We've only done it from side-scrolling games. We could jump. But to do it in this style is kind of a cool idea. It's not really executed very well because, oh, they got a piece of us. So they can shoot us. Oh, this is one of the ghost ones that can go through walls. But we don't die instantly, which is nice. There we go. Nice. Okay, and go get the crown. Make our way to the next room. I couldn't understand what he said. Yeah, because you can jump and duck, but that's if you really got a handle on the controls. And because how I described the joystick, it would take a lot of practice to get used to it. I want to take out this guy whenever he turns from the mine to the ghost android. No, get away from me. Bullets go all the way across? Okay. I wonder if it was a bet put on the developers, which we don't know exactly who developed this. We know it was the Spectral Associates, but I wonder if it was someone that said, but you can't make that game jump and duck. Or they played it and they're like, nah, it's boring. You need to make it jump and duck as a bribe to see if they would do it. So it looks like as long as we keep shooting the mine, it stays as a mine. It doesn't convert into a ghost android. And if I leave it alone, yep, there it is. It just changed into it. Get it! Get it! And let's run away. They can call us cowards. Coward. Oh, the bullet ricochet mechanic. That's a good point. Maybe it will in later levels. Oh, see right there, the drifting. I started a level, and because the joystick was already moving in a direction. See, this is no hands. I'm not even holding a joystick and I'm moving. And so I started the level off, and he walked right into the wall. And sometimes that happens on Coco games. The drift. All right, let's sneak. I don't think I can sneak by there. I don't fit. And you can't move and jump. Whenever you're jumping and ducking is only in one spot. You only stand and duck in the same place. Yes! Talking video games! I'm not going to let you get the best of me. The androids also have the ability to shoot quite a bit, too. See right here? Oh, get it! I did better than I did last time. Now, the control scheme is because of, obviously, the emulation and the joystick of the Coco, but it still is a fun title. I like Berserk games, moving around room to room and being able to shoot and fire, and then I would want to get better at the ducking and jumping mechanic. And, of course, the talking just adds an additional flair. It'd be more of something you could show off to your friends. Coward. What did that game call me? I won't let it get the best of me. Okay, see, there we go. I was already moving when I started this one. There we go, got another one. I bet we could sneak up here and get the crown before this guy turns into a ghost android. There we go, nice and easy. Yes, we are cowards. What are you going to do about it? All right, another game that is in that category of so ambitious, trying something new. Let's put talking in the game, and let's add some jumping and ducking that's never been done for a Berserk style game. So I'd say of all the titles we've seen, I'm not going to call it average. I'm going to say above average for Android Attack. It's another title that I can still consider myself playing some more, getting familiar with the mechanics, and I just really enjoy playing video games that. Something comes out in the arcades, and then it goes to the home computer, and people just want to change little things about it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, right? We only can do half stars, not quarter stars, but I'm with you on that, Chiptune. All right, so after Android Attack for the Coco, let's see what's next. We're going back to the Commodore VIC-20 in the United States this time, and this is Astro Command. Another space-themed game, very generic space-themed game. Let's take a look at their artwork for Astro Command. That is the most boring artwork. It looks like a Home and Gardens magazine cover, and it doesn't describe sci-fi as much. There's a few bullets over here on the right side, but no. Who is this? Vic Software? Or, I'm sorry, Com Data House. That's what it is. No, just terrible. An example of the screenshot. And let's see if the game's any better. For all versions, we just have some alternate ones. Let's pop in and play Astro Command by Comdata Computer House sometime in May 1982. This one is in the style of like Missile Command, another one that we are not going to wait to load because it's going to take way too long. Okay, so we are in. Now this one is played where I have a cursor that I can move around, not as smooth as you think, but if you look over the far right side, our missile houses are three on each level. So if you keep firing off a bunch here on this level, you can see it would take the third missile away. And now I can't do any more on this level, so if I try, it won't work. I have to move down and quick fire off a different level and go for it. But gosh, it is using the VIC-20 joystick, which is a nice touch, but oh man, it's so clunky. I'm moving tile by tile, and it almost feels like I'm wishing there was a mouse invented at this point to play, because you only can move square by square. So it's very, very slow. This one should be redone as the same concept with all the missile silos on the right side, but you have a mouse control. So someone, quick, redo this game, redo Astro Command, so that you can play a little smoother with the cursor. Yeah, it's just really clunky to move the cursor around with a joystick. And you see if I can do it with keyboard. Does keyboard work? Oh wait, we have another enemy. Get it. I wasn't fast enough. Oh wow, if he reaches the bottom, he wipes everybody out. So the alien gets down there and he just erases the whole city. All right, push the fire key again to play. So it seems the first level is 3 missiles per silo, and then the next one is 2. So you got to make sure you take out this guy, or you die. But simple idea, it just doesn't control very well. Whenever you shoot the missile shot on when it causes the explosion or makes the white circle, it stays there a little bit just to keep it similar to Missile Command when an explosion hits. Yeah, if the front of this box didn't make you pass it, the game itself would. So Astro Command, I'm gonna say it's losing it on lots of fronts. I don't want to say bad, because I really want this to be redone with the concept of all the missile silos to shoot off. But yeah, I'm gonna say bad. It's a bad title. We'll say 2 stars, the best of the bad for Astro Command. And it's that play control. Got to have that down for a really good game in 1982. All right, and with that, let's press forward and see what's next.
Hold on. Mom and Dad said I could play Yars Revenge.
Yeah.
Who's getting even with who? You'll see.
Yars Revenge is a video game cartridge you have to buy separately to play on the Atari Video Computer System. Your parents hook it up to the TV.
Now you're supposed to be Yar, fighting the bad Kotai.
The bad Kotai.
You got him, Genie. Can I stay up late? Good night, Steven.
This is the Atari Video Computer System. Yars Revenge and other video game cartridges are each sold separately.
And that right there is, before Robot Chicken was even a glint in his eye, a very young Seth Green. Yeah, right there. In a commercial for Yar's Revenge. Kind of a weird one that I found. And this right here is the first issue of Atari Age magazine. Quick magazine. It's only about 10 pages long, but a fun read. Let's take a look at Atari Age and see what's going on in the May-June issue, or the very first issue. All right, so Atari Age. This is such an incredible cover for a magazine. This pretty much defines Atari. The multiple colors at the top, the way they've arranged all of the artwork from other boxes that Atari has done. Well, look at that. We got Superman, Othello, we have Asteroids in the center, we have Pele Soccer, Gunfighter. It's so cool seeing all of them together and showing how good the artwork is for Atari on the front cover. So this is the May-June of 1982 first release of Atari Age, and it's a quick read and kind of fun to look through what's happening. As for this magazine, they start with a celebrity corner. They're interviewing Pac-Man. In this exclusive interview, the hottest video star reveals how sudden fame's changed his life. So it's like a mock-up of Atari Age interviewing Pac-Man. Over here on the left side is a really nice pic of when they did Pac-Man Day, which was, I believe, earlier this year in 1982. So they're interviewing Pac-Man, just asking him about his fame and what it's like to play the game. So it's kind of a cute idea to get people, because right now there's still Pac-Man fever happening. Pac-Man, it's been a real pleasure speaking with you today. Before you go, do you have any special message for our game-playing readers out there? I'd like to thank them for supporting my game. Oh, that's nice. I don't explode or shoot or crash or anything like that, but you folks have made this mellow yellow fellow the chomping champion of the world, and I appreciate that. And here we go. We're going to breeze by the table of contents, but it's saying here where Atari is right now in the world. We have the World Asteroid Champion that was crowned from Austria, Belgium, Canada, England, France, Holland, Hong Kong, Italy, Singapore, Spain, West Germany, and the U.S. Everyone gathered in Washington, D.C. to destroy asteroids, and it was the Asteroids Tournament. Looks like first place was... Oh, they had the game set for Game 6, Skill Level A. Andy Breyer, who's 15 years old, scored 142,910 points in 2 games to win first place and a $5,000 scholarship. Wow, $5,000 for playing Atari? That would be so cool. And then they're talking about Puerto Rico now has Atari where they can play. I don't know how many actually had it, but it's there now. And also South America. Just wait until the Sega Master System comes out. And then for Atari News, here's all the new things that they say is coming up around the corner. Atari has exclusive rights to adapt the Century electronic games like Phoenix and Vanguard. So we'll be seeing those on home consoles. And the Atari computer camps open in summer of '82. If you want to go to an Atari computer camp. They combine full range of traditional camp activities with unique opportunities to learn about computers. A computer Atari camp? That would be so cool. I like the Atari computer because you can plug in the VCS joystick and play, and it's treated almost like a console. Certain games are treated like a console. And then this right side here is just talking about what EEPROMs are and what they mean, and just what's in the cartridge. Whenever they were getting ready to set up and design games, that's the ROM cartridge. Like they said, Defender cartridge version is popular Williams Electronics coin video game. As more people here saying, can I borrow that, than any other new game on the shelf. Defender is simply the best space game on the market today. There's more going on here than any other home game. You got 6 different kinds of enemies, got a laser cannon, hyperspace. Yeah, it's true. Defender is very complicated. Way to go, Eugene Jarvis. Atari's designers have captured the look and feel of the original arcade machine's gameplay with this cartridge, the Defender cartridge, which I don't think we've seen the Defender on the Atari VCS yet. We've seen it in arcade, though. All right, then next is the preview of the Atari 5200, which is the first time that they call it that. Every other time we said before it was going to be called the Atari Super System. But there it is, with the, looks like the same controllers for the Atari 5200. The new system boasts a full 16K computer memory, allowing greater detail and more realistic movement than ever before in a home video game. We now know that the Atari 5200 is basically the Atari 800 as a console. Just, no keyboard, Totally different controller, but inside it's the same thing. And here's the big thing that was the problem with 5200, was not backwards compatible. This thing, if you try to put a Atari 2600 cartridge in there, nope, not going to work. Innovative system features revolutionary universal controller, combines operating a joystick paddle keyboard into a single handheld unit. That's what they were trying to do with that, turn it into a multi-controller to pretend like it's a computer. But there is an adapter that you can get for this one, too, to play other ones. All right, so we got some sneak peeks. Over on the right side, Evil Otto's coming. Berserk is coming. Check out details in the next Atari Age. And they say that Atari's preparing a movie game for home video players. The name of the film is being kept secret for now, but the game is based on one of the most successful action-adventure movies of all time. Now, that's either E.T. or Indiana Jones. Wait, lights, camera. I wonder if they're talking about Indiana Jones there, the article over on this side. And if you're feeling adventurous, we have a new adventure series, revolutionary combination of video game cartridges, player's manual, comic books, buried treasure, 4 games planned for the series. Each can be played independently, but the real challenge is finding the secret in the first game and carrying it to the next. Does it say the name of that one? That almost sounds like Sword Quest and the different variations they have of that. And then over on the left side, we have Clubhouse for Atari items by mail by phone. So things that you want to order by mail order, you can. Just call the number right there, 1-800-345-8600. Give it a shot. What happens if you call it now? Oh, and then down here in the center, the screenshot they're showing looks like Battlezone, but Atari joins the army. An experiment using modified video games in gunnery instruction. The string here is a version of Atari Battlezone. And I believe they call that... Oh, they don't say it here, but it's... it's called Stanley something, or it's a variation of Battlezone that was used by the military to help them shoot from tanks. I'm not sure why, but interesting they put it here in the magazine. I've heard about it. And then over on the right side, they talk about coin-op video games, what's happening in the world of arcade. And the first thing they talk about is Space Duel. And we've seen that. So if you look down below at the links, you can click on Space Duel. That one is essentially the third part of Asteroids. So you had Asteroids, and then you had a Deluxe Asteroids, and then Space Duel would be Asteroids 3. It completes the trilogy of Asteroids. I'd say it's still one of the best arcade games you could play right now. Oh, the Bradley Sim. There you go. Not Stanley. It was Bradley. Thanks. I still don't know why they're showing it in the magazine. Wouldn't it be something top secret that you wouldn't want people to know? That's what I thought it was. All right, have you played Maze Craze today? We haven't played today, but we have played Maze Craze. The Cops and Robbers chase game. You're missing out on lots of fast-moving fun. Maze Craze was okay, but there's a lot of other games we played on the 2600 that were better than this one. It's a Pac-Man style game. You can order Maze Craze direct from the club for fast service. Call toll-free and get a Maze Craze cartridge delivered to you. So cool. All right, next, Beware the Haunted House. Haunted House was another game for the Atari 2600, and this is just about real-life haunted houses. Why are they talking about that? It is. It's about just scaring you with spooky stories of real haunted houses. Has nothing to do with Haunted House, the video game. Yeah, they're talking about real haunted locations. Don't be disappointed if you've never seen a ghost. It could happen any day now. 1 minute you're playing the one-player version of an Atari video game, and suddenly the machine switches to 2 players by itself. And there's a very tall man with a beard and stovepipe hat holding the other joystick. Ah! That's true. I could always say Atari boxes are all amazing. They're incredible. So how the game plays is a different story. But I love all the artwork for Atari stuff. All right, next is Game Grams. People writing in talking about this person played Adventure. They're in the Black Castle Grey Dungeon. He took the bridge, went to the small part, surrounded by the walls. He was inside and picked up a dot. No way. This is the one. This is where they described the secret room that we did the Easter egg whenever we played Adventure, the one by Warren Robinette. And here it is. In Atari Age, they talk about, I found a dot that's invisible. What is this dot and what can it do? And here we go. They explain it. Congratulating you, and so does the sneaky programmer, Warren Robinette. That's awesome. I've heard about that. I didn't know it was in this issue of Atari Age. That's so cool. All right, over here is a checklist. You can check off how many Atari cartridges you own, and there's the price list for them. What is Maze Craze going for? $27 for Maze Craze right now. in 1982. Warlords is 32. So still nothing above 40 bucks for Atari games. We got some accessories that are pretty cheap, but cool getting a look at what the games are like. And last, this is just the Atari Club. They have a screen scramble. Yes, you can just look for different words on the Atari, and answers are in the next issue of Atari Age. So we'll be checking out and seeing what the next Atari Age issue is. So there you go, Atari Age issue 1. A good read, a quick read, but lots of fun. All right, and with that, let's see where we're going now. We're back on the Nascom, computer in the United Kingdom, and this is Breakout. It's got to be Breakout, right? As usual with computers that are kit form only, or we don't really have a lot of artwork or box work for it, so it's just a few screenshots that we have. So we're just going to pop in and play Breakout by Blue Label Software. And if you see the copyright, it was originally around 1980. That's why this is a computer I didn't think we'd be playing, but now we are making sure no game's left behind. Let's see what Breakout's like. Okay, how difficult do we want this? Let's go 4. Okay, we're in. So the Nascom does not have a joystick. Everything that you play on is on the keyboard, so this is just almost like the version that was on the Apple II by Steve Wozniak. Breakout on its side. But I don't have a lot of speed for control. So if you see when I move up and down, I'm just using the cursor keys to move up and down. But it does respond well. And it is only single player, just like it was with the original. Oh my gosh, I just saw the conversion. 86 bucks in... Oh man. That's so expensive. And just remember, it's Atari. Atari 2600. They need to start charging more for video games now. I'm just saying. Support your local video game dealer now. Or if you got mail-in order, do that. All right, there's Breakout for the Nascom. I'm still going to say, for games we've seen up to this point, it's all right. I'm going to go subpar, because not just because when it came out, but because keyboard-controlled paddles for Breakout, I don't even want to say it's an average title. It's below average because you have to have good control for a Breakout game. And with that, let's see where we're going now. The next release is in the arcade, and this is Checkman. Checkman. Let's see what Checkman's all about. Starting with the advertisement flyer. Haven't been to the arcade in a while. We've been playing so many home computer games. This is by Jalico. Checkman. First released in Japan. Very colorful. And notice the kind of mascot style gameplay. Once Pac-Man was popular, everyone said, okay, we need to make something cute and adorable and looks like an animated character or anime. And so I guess that's Checkman with this nice hat on. And we flip it over the back and it explains you have 4 ways to move around. How you play the game, you want to avoid the shoe, pick up the flag, and then avoid the skull in the center. And if you know more Japanese, you can tell me what else it says for Checkman. There's the example of the arcade cabinet. And for controls, yeah, it's just a 4-way joystick, but we also are able to slide things around left and right. So it's a pseudo puzzle game. It's an interesting one. There's our arcade marquee, an example of the screenshot. It was first released in Japan, so we're going to check that one out first. And then when it came to North America, they changed a few things. So here is the first in Japan version of Checkman, developed by Xylec and Zenitone, published by Jalico at some point in May 1982. There we go, Japan Leisure Company. The foot will stomp you. So it starts off in attract mode. You can see the foot is just walking around. Checkman moves, and every time he moves on a yellow space, it clears it away and turns it black. And he has the ability to just slide the row left and right using the buttons. And the whole point of the game is to disarm the bombs. And there's one down there that's counting down. It's at 32 right now. Once you walk over the bomb, then you disarm it. Pretty simple. The only thing, though, is Checkman cannot walk where it's black. He can only walk on yellow, and that's it. Oh, first game systems, new, and oh, yeah. To have them all new is a great experience. All right, let's put a coin in. Oh, here we go. No, your task is to defuse the ticking bombs before they reach 0. You gain points for picking the flags up, beware of skulls, and stomping boots. That's a perfect description. Why don't video games do this? It's because we're now in the arcades. We don't need a lot of complicated instruction. Here we go. Putting some coins in and pushing start. As usual, we get a very nice ditty. And here we go, walking around. I'm going to go find the first bomb and disarm it. And so I'm just walking around freely, but if I try to move back to the left, I can't because it's black. You can only walk on yellow. And I can wrap around to the other side of the screen. You can see there. So this time I'm going to wrap around this side, pick up that bomb, and now I got to make my way up, but we have to make a path. So I had to slide the row over to be able to get to the bomb on top. All right, so now we got a bomb over there. Let's see if we can... Oh, this isn't looking good to get down there. I don't know if I can. We'll go this way. There we go. All right, so here, got to make a path all the way, because as soon as it loops around the other side, then you're able to move to the next side of the screen. The shoes look like they can't walk over the black either. Nice touch. There you go. And when you get enough bombs, it goes on to the next level. I have never heard of Checkman. I've only played it once to get ready for the show, and so you can see it's a really cool idea and concept. It's kind of like a top-down maze game where you're trying to clear everything or get the same colors across, but it's different. It's fresh. Diffusing bombs. Let's see if I can do this without making a single slide. Go, go, go. Don't let the shoes stop me. Oh, yeah, I think I can. Last one up here. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Checkman is pretty cool. And we get a cutscene. Oh, Checkman got flattened. Too bad, Checkman. You can see the influence of Pac-Man here. Every time Pac-Man walks... Oh, it's kind of like Dig Dug. He doesn't make any sounds or music until he moves, just like Dig Dug. Okay, we're going to make our way to the top, defuse this one. And now we want to get this one. Looks like we got multiple bombs now. Make a path here, and a path there. Very cool. So you can only walk on yellow. If you try to walk on black, it won't work. So you can slide panels back and forth to make a path so you can get by. And it's going to get more and more complicated. The bombs are now going to start going down faster. They give you multiple bombs. Multiple enemies are going to be on the screen now. And you can use the slide technique to your advantage. Plus, it's a lot more freedom than Pac-Man, because you notice I can wrap around top and bottom anywhere. In Pac-Man, you had only certain tunnels you could. There we go, nice. That was Nancy Sinatra's "These Boots Are Made for Walking." Is that the ditty they played in the beginning? Oh, he got me, flattened me. Yeah, it's just that when you move, it makes music. Not really like it's totally Dig Dug. Oh, got me again. How many boots do we have? 4 or 5? There we go. Nice. And that is the game over for the Japanese version. And just so you can see a little bit of the nuance. Well done, player one. You gained score for today. Supply your initials, moving the controls left for A to Z, and then right to set the letter. A, B, C, and then up to set the letter. I see. Cool. So you can put your high score in. Love it. There you go. Cool. That's the way to do it. Oh, that's true. We haven't even seen Mr. Do yet. It would make it a little bit better. Oh, they should have used it. I got you, Chiptune. Yeah, right? With all the boots walking around. All right, so there's the Japanese version. Let me show you the US version. So let's go to the US arcade and play some Checkman. Still says Xylec Zenitone, so you can see the difference. They made just a little graphic nuances, and I believe the gameplay is also a little different with controls. When you want to slide left and right, the arcade cabinet put the buttons in a different place. But same idea. I think it's the same sound. If I was going to be picky, it might be a little bit quieter, but... I mean, think of this as a Pac-Man Maze variant that's not as popular. But I like it. Lots of fun. See? Can sneak off anytime, move to the other side. Now, if you want to get over there, all you got to do is slide the... Oh, slide the bomb out of the way. Oh, it gets stuck there. Okay, we'll just go off the other side. And then slide... Oh, it stomped me. Got me again. Yeah, if you missed it, no problem. You can check the links down below. In Defender, you can do a search for it and go see when we played Defender in the arcade, and also see what else was happening around that time. What other games came out. All right. Yeah, so it is very different than something that would be for Pac-Man. I like it, though. Checkman's pretty cool. For the time and for an arcade game, I'm going to say it's a great game. 4 stars for Checkman. If you went to the arcades, what would you say? Was this one of the best arcade games you could play in 1982? Was it a really good game or excellent game? Or was it just average? It's all right. 4 stars. Cool. All right, so that is Checkman. And with that, let's see where we're going now. We're back on the Coco, and this is Colorout. If it's on the color computer, don't we want color in? Let's see what Colorout's all about. Any other artwork we have? No, just a few screenshots. Oh, it's Breakout. That's why we want to get the Colorout. And the manual we have is, oh, a homemade manual, not like old school homemade. Colorout's machine language, fast action, high resolution graphics version of the popular Breakout game. You must wipe out 6 layers of blocks in order to continue on the new screen of blocks. It can be played with either keyboard or joysticks. The eye will allow interchange between the 2 modes. And then the ball served. Are they really going to explain how to play Breakout? Paddle controlled. Let's see. Paddle will move when game is over and restarted the clear key. Paddle will move at double speed if you hold the fire button or space bar. Has 7 different speeds. Will increase its one. Okay, so it's just to let you know how to do that little nuance to get good controls for Breakout. That's nice. And you can also hold down the break key when in play mode and get the following options. Multiple ball angles. Cool. Amount of ball, standard color out, random English, makes the ball change angles. Wow, they have lots of different options you can do. That's pretty cool. Hey, yeah, thanks for coming. All right, so let's refer to the manual if we need to. In the meantime, let's pop in and play Colorout by Colorful Software, published by Spectral Associates sometime in May 1982. We played Breakout so many times. Will it really give us anything we haven't seen before? With all those controls and options, though, it looks pretty cool. Colorout, distributed by Spectral Associates. Hit the space bar to start. Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah, they have different ways to add English to the ball or make it speed up and slow down. Now, can I do I to switch to... Oh, cool. There it is. Okay, now we're... Oh, nice. Okay, so now I switched it to joystick control. So now I'm playing joystick. And remember, this is the Coco. Wait, why does it feel like the ball's hitting, but it's not hitting? When you play on the Coco, it has analog control. So you have almost like similar to paddle control. So right now I have the joystick in, and yeah, it feels pretty good. It did feel like I hit the ball on the edge of the paddle, though, and it went right through. But lots of options for play, but it is only one player. We've seen some Breakout variants that allow 2 people simultaneous, and those are pretty nice. Yeah, that's good. So if this is all it was, kind of like we saw on the Nascom computer, and they didn't have options for controls, different joystick, or ways that you can use the paddle, then I'd give it 2.5 stars. But because there's so many options, I'm going to go 3 stars for Colorout. It is a perfectly average game for a home computer in 1982. Yeah. Coco was a cool computer, Errol. I'm with you.
Famous under $600 system.
Oh, the biggest console, like video game console that I grew up mainly, was first the Atari 2600 and then Nintendo Entertainment System. So that'd be the two big ones that I started with. And then I had friends that had other systems, and so the two most that I played was Atari and NES. And then later I got Sega Genesis, and then PlayStation, and then I would say that would be the newer retro kind of consoles. But for the generation we're in now, that makes me remember the kind of games I played. It was Atari and Nintendo Entertainment System that were big for me. So I am really stoked for next year, 1983, when the Famicom comes out in Japan, or the NES. So that's going to be so fun. All right, and with that, let's press forward and see our next game. All right, next one's also on the TRS-80 color computer, and this one is a massive game. This one's hard to discuss. So this is called the Dark Castle game system. And on the TRS-80 color computer, we've seen another game that allowed you to program your own pinball tables, save those tables, and then replay them later. Really cool idea, right? Well, this one takes it to the next level where I don't think we've seen any other home computer do what this game does. The Dark Castle game system is a design your own dungeon crawl game. Even to the point that you can play with two people, where one person's playing as like the pseudo dungeon master, and then the other person is actually in the dungeon. Kind of like an early version of Dungeon Keeper. So this is a very difficult game to do on the live stream because there's so much you can do. I will not be going through how you create your own dungeons because that would be way too long. It's like trying to explain to someone what Mario Maker is in a few minutes. So the Dark Castle game system allows you to build your own dungeons and floors of dungeons. And I'm going to show you how it works when you play a two-player game, because that's where it really shines. If you play the one-player game, it's very similar to other dungeon crawl games we've seen in the past. No, yes, this is not the Dark Castle that we've notoriously known as being a terrible game. It's a completely different game. Yeah, but dungeon crawls is where this one's at. All right, so let's take a look at the artwork. We have an ad for Dark Castle. This was in Microcomputing in May. Fully programmable graphics adventure system, as well as solo adventuring. Two-player option allows one player to become the dungeon's lord and direct creatures. Graphics show moving views of the evil lair, and the package allows players to create and save on tape an unlimited number of dungeons, and 3 dungeons are included inside. Oh, wow. Oh, the Apple Macintosh version? The Apple Macintosh version was all right. I actually enjoyed that one. The Sega Genesis one, no. And most of the other ports, yikes, they're scary. All right, we have a manual for this one. I don't think it's... Oh, yeah, okay. The manual is a homebrew one. This one's by L. Curtis B. because he went in and pretty much found out how this game works. And why we're able to showcase it here is because of his work. So a big shout out to L. Curtis B. for helping me with that. All right, let's pop in and play some Dark Castle game system. At some point, 1982. The ambition of this game is almost too much for all the games we've seen up to this point. All right, so we're going to run this. This is in BASIC. I didn't know if we'd be able to get to this one tonight, but I know we're going to have to be finishing on this one because this one is so long. And you see what's also on the disc. They have Castle 1, 2, and 3, and they're like ones that came with the game. Now, you can play this one player, but I'm going to do 2 players because that's where this really shines, even though there's no one else with me. The Dark Castle game system. Castle Lord key, enter. So this means if you have been the Castle Lord key before, you can put in a code to play. And then the name of the Lord of the castle I'll make as Chrono. And then the stronghold is called, we'll do Castle 1. And then we want the old dungeon, one that's been done before. And if you make a new dungeon, you can see what it's doing. All the stuff you programmed in and saved is loading. So if I were to build this myself, this is all of the places and turns, items and enemies or creatures that you've put in and saved to the dungeon. So we want to go ahead and continue this dungeon. We're not going to save it. We're going to continue. And then now, if you played with 2 people, you'd have to play on the honor system. One person would leave the room. So if I was the dungeon lord, I'd be leaving the room. And then the next person, which we'll say is last person in chat, Rob. So the adventurer's here, and the adventurer puts their name in. So Rob's going to put their name in, and now Evil King Chrono is hidden in a dark layer called Castle 1. So if you design this yourself, you can name it anything you want. You can call it Fart Castle. And then the evil Lord Chrono would be hidden in Fart Castle. But we're using the default because we don't have the time to build our own dungeon. But you could. That's what's so ambitious about this game. All right, so Evil King Chrono is hidden in the dark layer called Castle 1. Which direction will you approach from? So you have a way to start. And we'll just say, let's approach from the south. And this is what Rob would be doing if they started the game. And it's a first-person perspective dungeon crawl, very similar to a Calibeth or Ultima. And now if you want to move through the dungeon, we walk ourselves forwards. And so you can see there's been a creature here. And we've been surprised for 0 minutes. The creature's 0 feet away, and now it says, what do you want to do? And so this is the point where you say, do you want to look at your stats? I think that's S. Or do you want to run away, or do you want to hit? And so we want to say hit. Blow hit the creature solidly, and then they hit Rob crushingly. That's not good. Well, let's hit again. So now you're making your first battle in the dungeon. And the creature missed this time, so now let's hit. The attack missed the creature, and the blow hit Rob. Oh, solidly. Doesn't look good. Uh-oh. And then your orders, Lord Chrono. Now, after the battle or the main player finishes their turn, then you would have to do the hot seat, switch places, and now the Chrono, whoever the dungeon lord is, sits down, and now they want to know what orders you want to do. In other words, make changes live in the dungeon. And so you have options to change what rooms and tunnels are. You can change where creatures go, and you just have to know all the codes to put them in. So if I want to make sure the end of this road ends with a long hallway and then turns left and right, I just do T. And then the next part, if I want to add any more creatures in, I can. Like if I want to put a spider in, I would know this is the code to put the spider in. And then if I want to add any treasures like a sword and drop the sword down, I would do W, like that. And so it knows that I have no creatures with you for errands. So that means I have to program in and say I want certain creatures to be coming in to be ready to go in the dungeon. So it's really similar to a Dungeon Keeper or games where you're able to manipulate the dungeon while it happens in real time. Such a cool concept. And now it says you wish to send a messenger. And this is if, again, you're playing on the honor system. I don't know exactly where Rob started in the dungeon. And so this would be, I could send a messenger if I started with one down into the dungeon and put him in a certain spot to be a lookout, to see if I can see where he is, and then decide which creatures I want to put in the dungeon. Yeah, it would have been so cool in 1982 to play this. So yeah, if I try to send a messenger, it says I'm out of messengers because I didn't begin this Castle 1 that we loaded up didn't come with it. So do you wish to move a creature? I'm going to say, yeah, let's move someone. Which level and sector do you want the creature to come from? So if I want to move someone from 432, I'll do that. Oh wait, is it 4-3? Maybe there's not 432 on here. Yeah, I don't think there is. And then after you finish your turns as the dungeon master or the dungeon lord, then the next player takes their turn and walks through the dungeon again, and it keeps going back and forth. So it's a really, really fun game to play with 2 people, but you have to know all the commands. And so this is just a quick taste of what the Dark Castle game system is, and I couldn't be able to do this without L. Curtis B., who helped with commands of how to actually play this game. Now, if I had enough time in 1982, this would be such a fun game to play with 2 people. You'd have to spend the time to get to know what the commands are, and obviously, if you wanted to really get ambitious, you could build your own. And so it almost comes down to the other tactical games we played on the show that you could spend months and months playing. This is another game that you could spend months and months playing. Really, really cool. All right, so for the Dark Castle game system, while we didn't play as much, it really depends on what kind of level you build, because you're building the dungeon yourself. And of all the games we've seen up to this point, it's very ambitious, but it is very buggy too. So there is things that don't go as smoothly as when you play with Ultima or a Calibeth. Those are a little more polished. Dark Castle game system is ambitious for all of what it does for games, but because of that ambition and how far it goes, I'm going to go for 4 stars for Dark Castle game system. I can't give this, as far as all the computer games, as one of the best of all time, but it's up there as a very good game for 1982. Really cool idea. All right, so that's where we got to put our video game playing on pause this evening. If you could go back in time to 1982, this where we are and rate these games on our 5-star rating scale. What would you rate them at? And if anything has been missed in the past, please drop me a line and let me know if we need to add any games or play them again. That's it for today, and like I always say, games are all around you. You don't need to find them. They will find you. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.